You're listening to Feel Good Astrology with Louisa Tannermunson. To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.
Hey, welcome back Aquarius. It's Louisa Tannermunson from Feel Good Astrology, and I've got a 5-minute forecast for you for the month of April. Now, last month saw a bit of a change in your energetics with Pluto going into your sign. It is in your sign for a little bit. It is going to go retrograde shortly back into the sign of Capricorn, where it will stay until January of 2024. But suffice to say, over this month ahead in April, you're going to get a taste of that feeling of personal transformation in terms of your personal identity and how that may figure in your life. Definitely for the next 20 years, it really feels like you're going through some very significant changes in how you see yourself. Now, that aside, this is quite a big month, and we've got two very strong moons. We've got the full moon on the 6th in the sign of Aries, in the sign of Libra, which is associated with the part of your chart to do with big belief systems, philosophies. It's what you know, and it's the context that you add to life. Now, on the 6th in particular, it feels like what you know as factual and what you've kind of really lived your life by, like the inherent rules of the society that you've grown up in. It really feels like on the 6th that it's all being challenged and that you're learning a whole new set of information that is really turning your head and making you feel very, very uncomfortable. So the 6th feels really quite a big day. It's also a day when you're likely to come into a sort of odd situation with people around you, whereby you're wanting to share the new knowledge that you've got, and it feels like it's falling on deaf ears, and it feels like, my goodness, has my whole life up till now been based on lies? So it's a pretty earth-shattering feeling, what's going on the 6th. As we go into week 2, the biggest day there is really on the 14th, when the moon goes into your own sign. It's in a conjunction with Pluto, and there's this really strong feeling of intensity about who you are and how you're changing in real time. Added to that is the fact that we've also got this feeling of, I would say, just utter creativity. Like you're in a flow of creativity, personal creativity, and at the same time it really feels like you are being challenged in terms of how much money you've got coming in, and it feels like you want to do all these creative things and get excited about a life worth living, and how you can really change your life. And yet you're also thinking, oh, that's going to cost money. How am I going to resource that? So it feels like you're really caught in between things, and it's affecting how you're thinking about yourself. As we move into week 3, the most notable thing, I think, is the new moon and total solar eclipse that's taking place on the 20th in the sign of Aries. Really feels like everything that you've known about your life up till now is being rebooted, which has definitely been happening for about 2 weeks since the full moon, but it feels like you're actually things are starting to drop, like you're having these penny dropping moments where you're thinking, okay, so that's why that happened. And it just feels like there's all these new motions and movements that is coming out of where you now know yourself to be. And it is shaking you really to the core. I will say that there is also quite a bit of hard work ahead because of these changes, but don't let that put you off. I really do think that the time is now for you to communicate who you really are, and you'll be okay. From the 21st, we've got this Mercury retrograde, and where Mercury is going retrograde, it is I think sort of doubling down on what you now know about yourself, and it's really being embedded at home. So it's like what you've learned about yourself is now being applied at home, and that is going to be changing the way you live. Expect a few turbulent weeks ahead as Mercury's retrograde through this area of your chart. And then as we're coming into the last week, the thing to really watch out for, I would say, is around the 26th and 27th. Around the 26th, it feels like things are getting quite fraught in the work area. It feels like A, you're feeling more determined, but B, you're coming up against quite a bit of resistance. And then as we head into the 27th, it just feels like there's a lot of anger. It feels like people around you are feeling really controlling, and you're feeling really put out by other people's needs to assert themselves. So it feels a bit like a battle of wills going on. My advice is to just try and observe what's going on and take a step out of it, and just to see this play out. We are going through a pretty strong dynamic worldwide right now. Anyway, that's the end of your 5-minute forecast. Things will get easier for you, Aquarius, with all this amazing transformation that's going on. If you think that now would be a really good time for you to have a personal reading, then please do just check out my website. But if you would like a 20% discount, then I've got a survey, an online survey. And if you help me fill that out, and you can find the link to that below, then I will send you a 20% discount. Anyway, lots of love to you. Have a great April, and see you back here next month. Bye for now.
To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.